Dive into the world of Python Tkinter with us today as we tackle layout management with Pack. We'll be uncovering the practical details that'll really up your GUI game.
You got it. We're going way past the basics today. Now, Pack has this reputation for being simple,
Right.
and it is in its own elegant way, but honestly, it's got a few quirks that can easily trip up even seasoned developers.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
Our listeners sent in some code and explanations from plus2net.com.
Okay.
So we're going to break all that down. First things first, can you give us like a quick breakdown of what Pack is and how it works on like that fundamental level?
Totally. So, at its heart, Pack is what we call a geometry manager. Imagine it kind of like an invisible hand. You know, it arranges all those buttons, text boxes, all those widgets you see in a GUI. You just tell Pack how you want things laid out generally, and it does its best to make it happen.
So like the stage manager who decides where all the actors are going to stand.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, got it. So if we're going to use Pack, where do we even begin? What are like the key things to keep in mind?
All right, one super crucial point right off the bat. Don't try to mix Pack with other layout managers, especially not Grid, in the same window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just pick one system per window. It'll save you a lot of layout headaches, trust me.
Good to know. So if Pack is our manager choice, looks like we got to get comfy with options like side, fill, and expand. At least those seem to come up a lot.
They do. And knowing how they all work together, that's essential. Let's start with side. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, side, that's where I tell it if I want my widget on the left or the right.
Right.
And you wouldn't be wrong.
Okay, so if I use side left T, my widget's going to stick to the left side of its container.
Exactly that. The real trick, though, is understanding how the order you pack things in affects where they end up.
Okay.
For example, the source code has some really interesting examples where just switching the order of the widgets totally changes the whole layout. So, play around with that, get a feel for how Pack thinks.
That makes sense. The order you pack things in, it matters. What about fill and expand? Those always kind of trip me up a little.
Fill is all about controlling how a widget fills up the space it's given. Think of it like this. You got a button, right? And you only want it to take up as much horizontal space as its text needs.
Right.
You might not use fill at all in that case, but if you want that button to stretch and fill its entire horizontal space, that's when you'd use fill X.
Okay, and what if I wanted to stretch both ways, like horizontally and vertically?
Fill both is going to be your best friend then. The code snippet that was provided actually shows this perfectly. 2 buttons set to fill will just divide up the space and stretch to fill their container.
Gotcha. Starting to see how fill works. Now, where does expand fit into all of this? It seems related to fill, but also kind of different.
You're right. They often work together, but they do different things. Imagine this. You've got a window, right? Limited space. You used Pack to arrange a few widgets. Now, expand comes in when you want certain widgets to grab any extra space that might pop up.
Oh.
Like setting expand basically tells a widget, hey, if there's any leftover room, be my guest, claim it.
So fill is like maximizing the space you're given, and expand is like fighting for scraps.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I like it. Now, what about when you want to place a widget very specifically? Like, I always want this button in the top right corner of its container, even if there's extra space.
That, my friend, is where anchors come in. Think of them like, those trusty push pins you use on a bulletin board.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more about these anchors and how they give us that level of control. So these anchors sound perfect for those moments when you need, like, absolute precision in your layouts.
Yeah.
How do they actually work in practice?
Well, with Tkinter, you basically get a set of compass directions. In for northwest, in for northeast. You get the idea.
You just set this anchor option on your widget. Tell it where it should be pinned inside its container.
So if I use anchor, my widget's always going to be stuck in that top right corner, even if the window changes size or something.
You got it.
Yeah.
And you can actually see visual examples of this in that plus2net.com code.
Right.
They've really laid out a bunch of scenarios so you can visualize it.
It's starting to feel like we've got all the tools to build some really solid layouts. We've got positioning down with side and anchor, and we tackled resizing with fill and expand. But what about when we need to, rearrange things on the fly, maybe make some widgets disappear and reappear? A little GUI magic?
Oh, you're talking about dynamic layouts. Pack can handle that too.
Okay.
We've got functions like pack forget, destroy, and pack info.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Can you walk us through those, especially when we might choose one over another?
Sure. Let's say you have a widget that you want to temporarily remove from the layout. Maybe it's like a response to something the user does. That's where pack forget is really useful.
Okay.
It's basically like telling the widget, hey, take a break, go off stage for a bit, but it doesn't completely delete it. You
Right.
can always call pack again later to bring it back.
So it's like putting a piece of furniture in storage. You might need it later, but it's not cluttering up your living room right now.
Perfect analogy.
When would I use destroy?
Destroy. That's more of a permanent decision. It's like hitting the delete key. The widget is gone, gone, gone.
No takebacks.
Exactly. Use that when you're sure you won't need that specific widget again.
Gotcha. Now, pack info. That one sounds super useful. What secrets does that one hold?
If you ever need a reminder of how a particular widget is packed, pack info is your best friend. It gives you this like behind the scenes look at all the packing options that are being used on that widget right now.
Handy.
All organized nice and neat in a dictionary.
Very nice. Speaking of handy, our source material also mentioned pack propagate and pack slaves.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like those are a little less talked about. Any insights on those? For sure. Pack propagate, yeah, it can seem a bit obscure at first, but it can be a real lifesaver. See, by default, when you pack widgets inside of another widget, that parent widget automatically resizes itself to fit all its children.
Right, like a nesting doll. The outer doll has to be big enough for all the little ones inside.
Yeah, exactly. But there are times when you want more control over that behavior. Say you're building a toolbar with a bunch of buttons that are all a fixed size. You probably don't want the entire toolbar to change height just because one of the button labels changed.
Right.
That's where pack propagate's false swoops in to save the day.
Oh, okay. I've actually run into that exact problem before.
Yeah.
So by setting pack propagate to false, the parent widget's like, nope, I'm good. I'm not resizing. Sorry, kids.
Precisely. It gives you that fine-grained control over your layouts. Now, pack slaves, that one's a way to get to all the child widgets in a parent widget that are being managed by pack.
So like if I have a frame with a bunch of buttons in it, I could use pack slaves to get a list of all those buttons.
Exactly.
What would I even use that for?
Well, imagine you want to dynamically change the padding on all those buttons at once. Maybe the user changes a preference. Pack slaves lets you grab all the children and apply that change without having to do it to each button one by one.
Oh, that's way more efficient. Like having a whole team of assistants to rearrange the furniture for you.
I like it.
That's so smart. Pack really does have a lot more going on than it seems at first glance. Before we go too far down the dynamic layouts rabbit hole, though, are there any other pack tricks we should have up our sleeves?
We've covered a ton, but there's one more set of options that are worth mentioning. Padding. Think of padding as the fine-tuning you do to get the spacing and look of your widgets just right.
So if pack is arranging the furniture, padding is like fluffing the pillows to make everything look perfect.
Nailed it. And you've got two main types. Internal and external. Internal padding uses the iPads and opacity options, and it adds space inside a widget. Like you could use iPadX to put a little breathing room around the text in a button.
Makes sense. What about external padding then?
External padding, that's adjusted with PadX and Patty, and that adds space around a widget. So it creates separation between widgets, kind of like adding a little border of space to give each one its own territory.
Wow, this has been eye-opening. We've gone from that simple analogy of arranging stuff in a box to dynamic layouts and fine-tuning padding. For our listener who's probably ready to run off and start building GUIs right now, what are the key takeaways about using pack?
Honestly, the biggest thing is consistency. Stick with pack for the whole window and don't even think about mixing it with other layout managers, especially not grid. Trust me, that'll save you a world of pain later on.
For sure. What about those like aha moments we had? Any features you'd say are especially worth playing around with?
Don't be scared to really get in there and experiment with fill, expand, and definitely anchor. Those are the tools that'll give you crazy precise control over your layouts. And hey, if you need a reminder of what's going on with the widget, just remember pack info. That's your new best friend.
Love it. On that note, I think we'll leave everyone with a final thought as they head off on their Tkinter adventures. Even though we covered a ton today, this is just the beginning. The plus2net.com code is seriously a goldmine of examples to mess around with. So go explore, and hey, maybe you'll find some pack tricks that we didn't even talk about. Until next time on The Deep Dive.